Artistic Expressions, live from the Apostrophe Lounge, 1440 South Tryon Street for Say Word Tuesdays. Tonight we have a dope featured poet, Nikema Lee, and she's going to do some erotic poetry. So if you're feeling a little frisky, then this is the night to be here.
Showed up, Shawty, what it do? Yeah. Now, pimpin', oh boy. What y'all know about a supermodel? Fresh out of Elle magazine. Buy her own bottles. Look, pimp juice, I keep it.
Hey, it's your girl Morgan Gala, and I'm sitting here with our feature tonight, Nikema Lee. How are you doing?
Fantastically delicious. How are you?
Awesome. I like that. Fantastically delicious. Can I start using that?
Yes, you can. You can have it.
Awesome. Okay, so you do erotic poetry.
Yes. I love erotic poetry. I think everyone should do erotic poetry. And the reason why I do erotic poetry is because I'm an intimacy coach and I teach people how to love themselves. So when you throw a little bit of eroticism into the mix, it just makes for a happy day.
So you're just very open.
Yeah, I think you have to be open. I think you get open as you mature in life. So I help those who are not quite open get open so that they can have, you know, the better lives that they desire.
Have you always been this way, or was it a process to, you know,
my openingness?
Open, or were you like a caterpillar?
No, actually, I was a pretty open child. I was pretty forward. I was always the pretty girl in the room. So it was very fun for me to be
obviously pretty girl in the room.
You know, open-minded. But it's as far as like being on stage and in front of people. It was really easy for me to transition because I was just, like I said, I was always the dancer for like Thanksgiving dinner and stuff like that.
And it's a very, very free experience.
It is, especially when people clap and they throw money. It's fantastic.
Yes. Get that money. Get that money. Well, we're not going to get it.
Right, I'm just saying. We're going to turn up for a check a little bit later though.
Awesome, awesome. So how long have you been into this?
Well, I've been an intimacy coach since 2008, and I started doing poetry as a byproduct of coaching, just so that I can get in front of a lot of people and then have this open dialogue about the topics that I was talking about when I was spitting poetry.
Okay. So when people have their sessions with you,
yes,
they get like a performance?
They get a performance? No. When they're doing a session, it's really about trying to help them mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and then we throw in the physical part. So when we're in like a setting like this and we're doing poetry, I try to bring the poetry, but I also try to teach at the same time. So the best of both.
Okay, so we're gonna get a little lesson tonight.
Yes, I do teach.
French ski and all of that.
Oh yeah. You're gonna go home and it's a 95% chance you're gonna get laid tonight.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. And another question is, do you have any projects that you're working on right now?
Yes, I have a new book coming out May 14th. It's called Dr. Lee's Ultimate Guide to Rockstar Sex.
Okay, y'all heard that. May 14th, put it on your calendar.
Yes. Awesome. Dr. Lee, they call me Dr. Lee because I'm currently getting my PhD. So they call me Dr. Lee.
Okay, educated sister.
Exactly. And I'm writing this guide, the ultimate guide to a rock star sex life, because so many people are having unsatisfied sex lives. So this book will help you take your boring sex life to a really soaring self.
So it's like a whole other world.
You go in and you may not come back out. Exactly.
I'll keep those thoughts reserved.
Yes. I try to be PG. It's just coming out of me. It oozes. It really does.
Okay. And where can the people follow you?
You can follow me any social media. It's Nikema Lee, Nikeemalee. Again, it's Nikema Lee. Everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Tumblr. Yeah, I think I have one of those too.
You have it all.
Yeah, you gotta be. Social media helps to keep the people connected. And right now I'm on a 35 city tour with this company called Sweet Spot Nation, and we are going to be here in the Charlotte area on May 16th, or May 15th, May 15th of here in the Charlotte area in the Noda area Chop Shop. So,
okay, Chop Shop, Noda area,
May 15th.
May 15th, okay, if you like what you see tonight, and I'm pretty sure
they're gonna like it.
It's guaranteed by now that you're going to love it. So make sure that you're there so you can get more of her.
Yes, you can always take me home, and you'll learn about that a little bit later as well.
And also, what I wanted to ask you is, what
what triggered you to want to start doing this? Like, was there a special experience or something that happened that made you want to start performing?
Well, I've always been a teacher, and I've always had that desire to teach. And I was actually in the corporate world, and I was going to a lot of bachelorette parties. And you know when you have bachelorette parties, they have this little, like our great vendor over there, she has these toys over there. So I used to sell those.
Yes, I saw
to
that.
them. And then when I would sell them, they would ask me these very piercing questions like, you know, how do I have an orgasm? Or I've never done a specific thing. How do I do better? So I was like, oh, that's a very interesting
I
question.
saw that table and I was like, is
Right.
that what I think it is?
just
But, you know,
want to sell you this bullet. I don't want to talk to you about anything. So I eventually understood that the information was more valuable than the retail. So I began to teach the information that would make even buying a product like that a little bit more of a better experience. Because even for people who have drawers full of these toys, they don't know exactly what to do with them. So to be able to enhance the product by giving you some information that'd be beneficial, that's really what propelled me.
so they
to do
come
it.
with instructions.
Exactly. You have to have instructions. Yeah, because a lot of us don't read. So if I could tell you, you'll be okay.
Reading is fundamental, ladies.
Yes, it
Reading.
is.
If you're gonna go visit the sex table, I don't know if
Yes.
that's what it's called, but that's what I've named it, the sex table. If you're gonna go visit that, make sure you read the label, or you know, you can just hit her up.
Right, hit me up
And
and
she
I'll
can give you instructions on what to do when you go.
Exactly. I love it. I love this girl. She's so gorgeous. Oh my god.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
And my last thing I want to
Okay.
end with you on is if you have one thing that you could say to every artist as far as to inspire them, or if they're having, you know, a patch in the road, what would that be?
Tell your story. Because whatever it is that got you to this place, to be on stage, is going to be what people want to hear. So if you find yourself with any type of blockage, you find yourself in a weird place, just tell your story. Tell your story on how you got there. Tell your story on where you're going. And people will be more apt to receive that than for you to just go up there and just spit words that mean nothing.
Tell your story and be a living testimony.
Exactly.
All right, guys, this is Morgan Gala with Artistic Expressions, filming live from the Apostrophe Lounge, 1440 South Tryon Street. For Say Word Tuesdays, I'm here with our dope feature, Nakima Lee, tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back in your seats and put your hands together for Nakima Lee. Yes, honey.
Turn up music. I like going
On Tuesday. Tuesday.
words though. Hi. My name is Nakima, and it's been 2 days since my last hit. They say I have an addiction, but I say no, it's a contradiction because I like my addiction. Scratch that. I love it. And ever since my first hit, I've chased this high. You know, doing whatever it takes. I've even downright lied. You see, I know I'm a fiend. I mean, I need this shit. I can feel this shit. I can taste this shit. I've crawled on glass with this shit, and I've thrown 12 rounds with Mayweather and Pacquiao for this shit. I once left my kids at home to chase this shit. Now I know what you're thinking. What drug you say would have a mother throw her own children away? See, Whitney said it best, and she said that crack is whack, and heroin is for morons, and Oxycontin and Coke, no disrespect, is for those white folks. And meth to tear up your teeth. And when was the last time you went to a Weed Anonymous meeting? You see, my drug of choice is that human being, man, pulsating, hard, erect, always satisfying 8-inch ding-a-ling. Now, why 8 inches? You see, 8 is great and it's never up for a debate. And you see, I tried blow your mind 9 and it got me too high. And I even tried 7 with its false hopes of heaven and it made me demand my extra inch. See, I'm a fiend. I'm a sexaholic and I'm addicted to 8 inches of ding-a-ling. You see, my addiction for ding-a-ling would lead you to believe that I suffer the classic signs of addiction. You see, I lied for it. I told this dude he was the only one I was sleeping with. I denied it. I had told his chick I had never seen it. I cried for it for hours just so he could stroke me with it. And I've even fought him for it, so he can beat me up with it. You see, my mama don't know where I'm at, I ain't with it. My kids ain't gone to school in days, I ain't even got no food in my refrigerator. I can't seem to stay away, see I'm a fiend. I'm a sexaholic and I'm addicted to 8 inches of ding-a-ling. But the market on ding-a-ling has changed. They don't make that shit like they used to. No. See, back in the day, Ted talk about it. Back in the day, you used to give a brother a little hand job, send him on his way, right? Nowadays, he want to return the favor, put your legs on his shoulders. Excuse me, sir, but when I'm jonesing for that erect morsel of fleshly goodness, I need you to back down and give me what the fuck I want. Stand your man at attention and seeing me spitting my words of lubrication on your perfectly pictured ace of spades. See, I'm like your Uncle Wade. I'm a professional at this sex game. I run Boston's on dudes. It's a cold sweep, and I go deep. And smelling the effervescent aroma that is left to linger as my saliva juices mix with your sweat glands, create an erotic concoction that will make me choke. You see, I want ding-a-ling to be absorbed into my veins and snorted into my nose. I wanted it to be scraped into the sides of my vagina and dipped into my booty. You see, I can't stop. I won't stop. And I stand before you today, you other addicts out there, and I confess, I'm a fiend. I'm a sexaholic and I am addicted to 8 inches of ding-a-ling. Wait for me. You see, I like to open up with that. I always didn't like ding-a-ling. When I was in high school, could always talk to the ladies. I knew what she needed, because I was a chick that needed stuff. Right? So I knew if I would talk to a girl and I'd tell her how beautiful she was and I would caress her and make her feel special, that she'd fall in love with me. Now, I wasn't necessarily eating coochie in high school, but had I ever tried? It wasn't until I went to my alma mater, which is not really my alma mater. I just spent a lot of my college time there. It's a little teeny tiny school in Denmark, South Carolina called Voorhees College, where I got my first coochie eating experience. You know what they say, the dorm room, you're just laughing, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and you say, I like you. And she goes, well, I like you too. And before you know it, you're looking down at her like, am I really supposed to be enjoying this? Am I gay? Oh my God, this feels so good. I'm about to come. Oh shit. And then, you gotta look at them in the lunch hall. You're like, oh God. I don't understand what's going on. But ever since then, I have this thing about vaginas. They're beautiful. Have you ever looked at your vagina, ladies? Some of you have, and it's okay, because we're going to see something. I need a volunteer. Can you volunteer for me? She had that look on her face like, I was there with you 20 seconds in, but you just took me from I was participating to no. All you have to do is stand there and be beautiful. Now, if you want to show your vagina, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to ask you to hold it in, okay? I got one more poem and then I'm done. Oh, well, I got more, but can I get a clap? Can I get a It's hard under these lights. I'm working. All right. Let's see. Let's do this one. I like this one. All right. Now, so let me preface this poem, right? All the poets in the room make some noise. Have you ever dated another poet?
No.
I have. I've dated another poet. The best poetry I ever wrote after dating this poet. This is one of the poems that came from this poet love that I had. And he was a perfect 8 and 2. He was a poet and a track athlete. He was, the kind of dude that'll lift you up and put you on the door hinge and eat your coochie kind of thing. Oh, just powerful, just magical and magnificent. And then we would write poetry afterwards. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. But it was just like any other poem. It's over in 2 minutes. And so was the relationship. It was done. So this poem was one of the first pieces I wrote from that relationship. So you want to hear? Here you go. On my stomach I lay. Small of my back chaps the product of our lie. Laid down by his command, his demand for my pores to speak. Relentless, no retreat. See, a treat for me because he knows that this is my favorite position to be. On my stomach. My knees told to touch, my thighs told to kiss. See, kisses outside this place takes me to another place. To that first place to be kissed. That IHOP parking lot or that Holiday Inn, that warm October night where no fight and no war, just my favorite place to be, on my stomach. The small of my back capturing the force of him in me. Absorbing his blunt force trauma of me. His heart pressed against my spine, his hand milking a response from my throat. Spending a little time with my little man in the boat. Whispers of devotion followed by groans of ecstasy, climaxed by admiration for his pussy. As he grew inside of me, leaving my spot for the top of me, insisting that my knees break free and my thighs part company, and I, in my favorite position to be, lying. His hands in the small of my back waiting to capture his one truth. Preceded by millions of little white lies. Like how I want you in my life, but it's too much of a sacrifice. Spilling from him every beat of his heart, expelling them in there, on my stomach. I lie, the small of my back traps the product of our lie. The essence of he, the catalyst of life, his one truth is I want you to love me. Surrounded by millions of little white lies, and I don't need you. But his one truth now lies in the small of my back, is trapped, about to die, and is looking for his opportunity to succeed. Truth, now free, off course to reach his destiny. Why? Because the truth was never released in me. Wasn't given the opportunity to sing. But wait. Yes. His hands, yes. His hands, yes. Now slide down my spine and the small of my back now touches the sheets. My knees have parted like the Red Sea, and on my back I lay in my favorite position for him to be, on my... That was so awesome and dope. I fucked that up. On my back I lay in my favorite place for him to be, communing with my nature. Out on my open seas, seeking my one truth. Stay with me. But hidden behind many layers of lies, I told him that I don't need you. But each whisper of his tongue to my two lips sing to me in the sweetest key. Now my truth is set free, a waterfall of melody, each wave spilling and exposing my truth is that I love you. And now my layers of lies are hidden to me, discovering as I lay on my side. The small of my back is now mine. His arms grip tight around my heart. Our truth is hoping that we would never part. Is now my favorite position to be. Thank you. So that was poetry, ladies and gentlemen. I wrote that in the throes of ecstasy, you know, that little afterglow. I was like, yes, but I know you lying to me. I know you full of shit. I hate you, but I love you. I hate you, but I love you. So, I got one more poem. Okay, I got this now. This is the fuck you breakup poem from the same relationship.
I told y'all one more.
Yo, so, I'm just gonna go into it. Again, to make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, it's Nikema Lee, Nikeema. Everything that you could ever find about me. If you Google me, I love saying that. Google me, bitch. No. If you Google me, you know that I'm a part of the Sweet Spot. If you go to sweetspotnation.com, it is a traveling pop erotica poetry show, and we're going to be here in Charlotte, May 15th at the Chop Shop over in Noda. If you don't have your tickets, you can go to upscaledesires.com and get your tickets, or hit me up. I've got Greensboro tickets on with me if you want to go to Greensboro, you want to travel. If you want to go to Atlanta, you just kind of want to hang out for the weekend, we'll be in Atlanta on the 16th. If you really want to like travel, we go to New Orleans, Miami, Rochester, Louisville, St. Louis, Albany, New York. We just came from California, San Diego, Fresno, Sacramento. So it's a great show. Would love for all of you beautiful faces to be there. This is my last poem for the night. I want to thank you for your participation. Y'all give it up once more for Dominique. Give it up for yourselves. You've been a wonderful audience tonight. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Tina.
Give it up for and Tina. Tina, she's so used to it. She's a superstar. She's a diva. Okay, so here you go. Here's the breakup poem. Okay. Sex with you was good. No, it was amazing. And that's all I will say, because I fear that if I begin, I will inadvertently reveal the delicious details of how you made my toes curl. You made my arches ache, my ankles levitate, suspended in midair on angel's wings. I call you Chris. Mind freaking me, magically causing my calves to shiver and my knees to shake, my thighs to quiver and my clitoris to quake. 8.0 on the Richter scale, busting bellies open, 8-inch stroke, formidable soldiers into my womb, sending signals to my nipples to produce as you impregnated lies, causing my shoulders to bend as you left me to carry the load on my own, wondering and waiting for lies to turn into love. Bled first my ears, then my heart, my womb, then my clit, down on my knees, fate handcuffed behind my back, doomed to suffer the same fate as Houdini with no magic left. Forewarned of your impending end, my defensed mind survived by defensing. Finding hollowed out tree trunks left abandoned by a mother's love, you exploited me. With your hands, you dug deeper inside of me, discovering unprotected parts from within. You sucked the life to win. Eating dead parts of me was your strategy. Death by consumption, you killed me, only to resurrect me with the empty promise of love. Fuck you. Hoping that love would change my thought of you. From being a great lay to a worthless piece of shit. You didn't complete me, you just helped me to change me. You helped me to change what I thought of myself. No longer thinking the victim surviving fiend, but rather a goddess enlightened queen. See, I choose happiness over good ding-a-ling. I choose peace over drama, laughter over tears, faith over fears. Honey, I choose him over you. So thank you is what I have to say to you. You have made me the amazing person I am today. Footloose and fancy-free, wonderful and exciting, open and loving, freely receiving all of God's divine energy, repairing my womb for the planting of a new seed. See, no longer to dream of your touch. I treat this conversation with about as much respect as I treat you. This shit gonna be over real goddamn soon. So thank you for your concern, but please don't call me again. And in case you didn't miss what I just threw, bye boo boo, I'm over.